Our last game this episode is Thexder. Now this game came out on December 19th, 1985, and the Macross game had come out on December 10th. In other words, it had been a whole 9 days since Japanese consumers had a game about a jet plane that can turn into a robot. Obviously this game existed to help fill that gap. Now you're probably thinking, oh man, not another one of these things, how many of these things do we need? Well, this is not actually quite the same as those other games. This is not really a horizontal shooter, even though it certainly looks like it when you turn it on. And you might be tempted to play it like a shooter. It'll probably get you killed pretty quickly. This is almost more of a platform style, a run-and-gun game along the lines of, I don't know, it kind of looks a little bit like Metroid or something like that. It's not really a platformer, it's not a shooter, it's not a run-and-gun, it's some kind of weird combination of all of these. Now something I should tell you is that this game has a pretty big fan base here in the United States. This was originally released for Japanese computers. It was ported to the Famicom, of all people, by Squaresoft. This is actually the first game published by Squaresoft for the Famicom. The game was later ported to American computers such as the Apple and the Commodore, and it became quite popular and is considered to be sort of a classic of early games on American computers. However, I personally think the game is really, really terrible. In theory, this game sounds pretty cool. You control this robot who has to sort of fly, run, jump, and shoot his way through all these giant Metroid-style levels. It seems kind of ahead of its time. This is certainly a lot more interesting looking, I suppose, than all the other sort of bad shooters we've been looking at. But I really have a hard time playing this game. Maybe it has something to do with the controls. I mean, this little, when you're in the jet form, if you, the jet runs up against a wall, it'll transform into the robot. Makes it kind of difficult to navigate these narrow passages. Likewise, if you're the robot and you accidentally press down on your D-pad, you'll transform into the jet. I often find myself transforming from one form to the other accidentally. Also, I find this game to be a little on the hard side. Maybe I'm somehow not in the the right mindset for playing it. I'm trying to play it like it was a different kind of game. Unlike a shooter, for example, these enemies don't die in one hit. You have to hit them a whole bunch of times. That might not be so bad, but your weapon has some sort of auto lock-on feature, where it'll sort of shoot bullets in all directions at any enemies on the screen. You can't just shoot the enemy that's coming directly towards you. It'll shoot one bullet and then shoot bullets up and down and so on and so forth. You have to do a lot of shooting and backing up, shooting and backing up. So I've certainly tried my hand at playing this game. I'm not very good at it. I really couldn't get very far. And to me this game seems like a huge mess and a huge nightmare and almost completely unplayable. But apparently it has its fans, so don't let that stop you.